Hey there, YouTube. I'm making my video a little earlier in the day today while I still have energy, and well, I'm usually by 10 o'clock at night, had my amber glasses on for a while, and I'm ready to go to bed and really not thinking too well by that point. So I wanted to do this earlier in the day, plus we've got our Christmas guests arriving today too. So just wanted to go over the stats here first for the week. Fasting blood sugar this morning was 102, but it's been close to 90 most of the days of the week. Well, earlier in the week I had pork for dinner and I spiked it a little bit. I don't know if it's maybe I overindulged in pork. I had about 8 ounces, was probably too much. But for supper, it's really should be a majority of protein for breakfast. So my ketones are still great. I'm only measuring those once a week because those test strips are very expensive. But I've been using the ketonics, and it seems pretty accurate, staying in green and sometimes yellow. My weight was 230.8, and that's a week's loss of 2.6 pounds. Let's see, for the 16 weeks I've been on keto, that gives a total of 30.6, so I finally went back over the 30-pound mark. My average for the whole 16 weeks is 1.91 pounds, so I ought to do an average for what it's been since I've been on the leptin reset for the last 3 weeks. My measurements were 55 for hips, and that's down an inch. The waist stayed the same at 48.5, and the bust went down a half an inch to 52.5. Leptin reset week 3 total for weight loss is 7 pounds. I'm doing 2 meals a day, so as Dr. Jack Kruse says, the big ass breakfast is working great for me. I'm doing that's about 60 grams of protein for breakfast with 3 5-ounce cans of tuna, not tuna, pink salmon, and lots of coconut oil, doing my own version of bulletproof coffee. I have a decaf coffee with some cinnamon, a little coconut cream, coconut oil. Then I may or may not have a head of romaine. These are small heads of romaine from Earthbound Farms. They're not very big. And I use that just as a vehicle for more coconut oil or MCT oil. I use MCT oil because it won't get hard, in cold salad. And I mix that with Bragg's apple cider vinegar, a little bit of mustard, a little bit of stevia, salt. And then for the evening, I'll have, usually it's the same thing, one can of salmon, a 16, I think it looks like it's about 2 cups worth of mushrooms raw, but I'll cook those up in coconut oil and top it off with some butter. I'll have my oysters either for breakfast. I'll have a can of usually like Bumblebee or Geisha or whatever brand I can get the cheapest. I'll have a can of those for either breakfast or supper. That's about the extent of what I eat right now. It's simple, and I'll also do my bone broth is usually with the evening meal, and I will do a couple forks full of sauerkraut so I can get my probiotic, or my dose of probiotic there. Fermented vegetables is the best way to go with that, at least in the beginning. When I make in between the 2 meals to have something that's calorie free but gives me my turmeric, I'll make what somebody in the forums calls a Moroccan tea, and I'll put just about all the spices in there, like some turmeric, ginger, pumpkin pie spice, cinnamon, nutmeg, black pepper, because black pepper is known to help activate the turmeric. And then I also do magnesium baths, Epsom salts, and I've also got some magnesium flakes, so I'll throw some of those in there, some Celtic sea salt, baking soda when I remember, and hydrogen peroxide, the 3% hydrogen peroxide that you get standard in the bottles. I don't like messing around with the high power stuff and trying to figure out how I should dilute it. I'm not savvy enough on the math, and I'm afraid I'm going to hurt myself. So, and of course, cold thermogenesis. I've been doing every variation of it that I can. Doing face dunking. It hasn't been consistent this week because of Santa Claus activities and shopping and things like that. But I've tried to get in my cold pack on my upper back. I've been doing, like this past Friday, I went to Fort Island Beach and waded down into the water above my knees, and it was probably, I know it was like 45 degrees out, and the water was pretty darn cold too. Probably it felt like it was in the 50s. Let's see what else. I think that's pretty much it. And since I've started looking at Dr. Kruse's website, that's jackkruse.com, JACKKRUSE.com. I've got a link to, I think, some of the most easy to understand and salient, relevant podcasts and videos there down in my comments on every video now. And I just highly recommend that you give it a chance, give it a look. Listen to it a few times, and you'll start to understand the language, and that's what I think people have hard. But let's go back to the Dr. Kruse's wonderful analogy that you don't have to understand Chinese to know you like Chinese food, and to remember that what is working, what's crucial, is that it's the ketogenic diet combined with DHA and iodine and water chemistry, for that three-legged stool of photogenic effect, magnetism, and water chemistry. And eating, the timing, it's not what you eat as much as it is the timing and resetting your circadian biology, mitigating all the blue light and not having blue light at night. That's why I wear the amber glasses now. Anyway, I'm rambling on way too long here, but I just wanted to go ahead and get those stats out there, and I beg if you please just take a look at those videos, because it's changed the scale of how I look at things, as far as I no longer subscribe to the philosophy of the chemical scale of macros and protein and fat and carbohydrates and exercise and calories in, calories out, all that stuff. It's not about that. It's about electrons and your mitochondria and fixing those processes of autophagy and apoptosis, recycling your mitochondria and getting rid of the ones that have circadian mismatches. It's all there. He explains it all in the videos, but I know this is too far out for some, but I promise if you give it a look and give it a chance, I think it'll click in there, and you'll be able to take what you need and leave the rest, and eventually you'll start taking more of it, I think. But it's all your own journey. But this is where mine has taken me right now. It's kind of, I've gone on several N=1 experiments on the way, and this makes sense to me. Anyway, I wish you all a happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and well, I'll be vlogging again next Wednesday. But Merry Christmas to everyone, and may you be safe and happy, and blessings to all of you.